up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true.
I want to speak to you today about the value of a life. Did you know that there are over 4.1 million births in the United States a year? I did a little calculating. That's over 11,000 babies born every day right here in our country. When was the last time that you were up close and personal with a newborn? I mean, they're just so amazing. There's something fascinating about being in the presence of a baby. For one thing, they're so miniature. Their little hands, their little feet, I mean, their fingernails are smaller than a Tic Tac. And when you're asked to hold them, well, they seem so delicate and fragile. It's kind of scary, right? There's something about seeing life at its very onset. It's a time of firsts. A baby takes its first breath in the world and then almost simultaneously lets out this screeching cry. You have to wonder, are those tears of joy that it's finally arrived? Or is it its way of shouting back, "Put me back, put me back"? At any rate, life in the world has begun. It all starts right there. There's a realization of the wonder that life holds. Nothing's happened yet. Everything is a first. It's first breath, it's first cry, it's first milk. And hopefully, for the mom's sake, before long, it'll be the first long sleep through the night. You've got to wonder, who will this baby be? What will he or she do in life? What contribution will this child make to our planet? I believe everyone is born and created with a purpose. Nothing's by accident. Nothing is by happenstance. The tricky part is growing up and figuring out what that purpose is. Just what is it that you've been put on this planet to do? And then making that contribution. Everything we do in life impacts others. Who knows? It could be your child that discovers the cure for cancer. Or maybe there'll be a fireman that rescues someone from a burning building. They may one day be honored in the community as the best teacher. Or they may be the one that just makes you smile when you don't feel so good. Have you ever noticed those people in your life that just have that ability to make you smile or laugh in the most difficult of situations? That could certainly be someone's purpose. With as much opportunity that exists in this world for a child to grow and fulfill his or her destiny to its fullest, we all know that life has its challenges. I want to focus this morning specifically about a challenge right here in Florida, in Bradenton, in Sarasota. In fact, it's all around us, and I'm beginning to think that, quite frankly, we have a little bit more than our share. It's drug addiction. Prescription drug addiction. I'm sure it's no secret to anyone in this room that prescription drugs are robbing our young people of their lives. Of that awesome wonder that we were just talking about and basking in, of all those opportunities that exist for young people to discover who they are and what their life's purpose is, drugs are literally snatching that away from them. I mean, those babies grow up. They become our teenagers and our young adults. They're our children. They're our neighbors' children. They're our brothers and sisters' kids. They're the children of our best friends. They're the children of our business associates. They're the children of our clients. They're the children of people that we bump into every single day. I mean, they're supposed to go off to school and further their education. They're supposed to get married and buy a home and start families of their own. They're supposed to discover what they are really good at and build a career around that. They are supposed to become Little League coaches and Sunday school teachers and influence other young lives. They're supposed to come to work for us and make a living. And one day, they're supposed to care for us when we get old, and we're just supposed to watch the grandkids. But too many of them are getting sidetracked. They are stumbling upon drugs, and they're getting addicted. I have a very good friend who is a recovered drug addict of over 25 years, who to this day is a voice and an active participant in the battle of saving lives from drugs, of helping addicts get free and find life and opportunities again. She once said this: "No one ever says, 'I want to grow up and be a drug addict.' No one ever says, 'I want to grow up and be a drug addict.'" It's never someone's intention to become hooked on drugs. They find something that makes their pain go away, and before you know it, that substance controls them, and it controls the decisions that they make. It hurts them physically, and it binds them spiritually, and they become numb and disconnected from all of that wonder and the opportunities that are in the world to help them succeed. Back in 2007, I almost lost my son to a drug overdose. I've written about that in a book that I published last year entitled The Yellow Brick Road, A Woman's Journey to the Edge and Back. There is not a day that goes by that I am not extremely grateful that my son is alive today and pursuing his purpose in life and living a life of abundance, a life that's overflowing with peace and joy and wonder and opportunity. Truly, he is discovering his purpose and contributing to our world in a positive way. But a year after that crisis, his best friend Chris did die. And then another, and another friend. And then there were young people that we didn't know that were also dying from drugs. And more, and more. Not far away, right here in Bradenton and right here in Sarasota. I'm going to tell you, after a while, it doesn't matter that it's not your son or daughter that didn't die. The fact is, someone's son or daughter did die. Someone's son or daughter's life is gone. Someone is grieving. Someone has lost their child. Someone has just gone through one of the greatest tragedies of life. And that someone is your best friend, or your neighbor, or your business associate. They are your client that you haven't seen for a while. They are the one that sits next to you in your church or synagogue. They are the one that works out at your gym. They are the one that you pick up your dry cleaning from every week. Do you get it? Those someones are all around you, and their kids didn't make it. So let's get right down to it. Right here in the midst of Bradenton is an organization called Manatee Glens Hospital and Addiction Center. One of the great things that they do is that they reach down into that pit of drug addiction and they grab a hold of the many hands that are reaching out to be saved. and they pull out souls that are numb to just about everything. They detox them and they do whatever they can to break that bondage of addiction, that those individuals might get another chance at finding an abundant life. Life. It's a wonderful thing. It's an invaluable gift. What would you pay to have that wonder and opportunity ahead of you? Oh yeah, that's right. You already have that. It didn't cost you a thing. It was a free gift. You go out and you live your life. Life is at its best when you have discovered your purpose and are living it. Life is at its best when you've discovered your purpose, because when you're living in your purpose, you impact the world in a positive way. You are making your contribution to this planet, and you are making a difference. Perhaps part of your purpose in life is to give financially, so that those in the business of saving lives, like Manatee Glens, can fulfill their purpose. Will you open your hearts today and save a life? Will you give someone's child another chance at all life has to offer by giving generously to this great cause? Will you be a champion?